Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So we did rally yesterday, quite interestingly, and we are in this area of chaos. If you just look to the left, there's a lot of potential resistance that we have coming up, and there's quite a solid area just ahead of us here. And if you look at this strong move down below the moving averages, coming up to test the 155. So a rejection in this area would, in my opinion anyway, get us moving to the downside. It is a strong area of potential support or resistance, so take it with a pinch of salt. We've got USA CPI data coming out today, and then we've got earnings season kicking off pretty much on Thursday and Friday, and then next week Tuesday it actually really kicks off with a bang. So, is this a case of a pullback in a potential downward trend, or is this just a big range? That's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. Could be the one, to be quite honest. If you start drilling down through the 3 hour, you can see been a bit of a struggle getting up this week. So we've had this massive move down last week, and now we're sort of just meandering back up a little bit, and this could just be a case of a Fibonacci pullback. So if you just use your Fibonacci tool on this and get your major levels in, and for me that would be the 50 and the 61.8. I'm just going to put the 61.8 in and then get rid of it so it clears it up. If it wants to go, try there. Doesn't want to do anything this morning. There we go. Okay. And just delete that. Right. So if you look at that 61.8, just look to the left, you can see there is some potential here. And that's right over here. And if you look at that level, that is 15,928. So I suspect we're probably coming into the zone, and that's between 15,928 and 15,853. But do I want to be buying there? Definitely not. Would I want to be short there? We'll have a look now on the lower time frames. And if you look at the 1 hour, the answer to that question is no. So yeah, it's kind of a situation where we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Your higher time frames have a bearish outlook, and your lower time frames have a bullish outlook. So this is above the moving averages. Yesterday we crossed above the 155, and it does look like we're going to get the moving averages crossing over the 155 as well. But we're coming into an area of potential resistance. Now, yesterday's level down here at 15,653 was the right call, and you can see again pin bars are very important. So here's the tail of the pin bar here, and you can see how we did find support there day before yesterday, and then yesterday we basically pulled back onto that level, and that's where the buyer stepped in. So getting down to the 15-minute, another 15-minute pin bar there, another tail there. So obviously something is quite important that happens at this level, and that was 15,653, and that's exactly where we got the opportunity to buy in an uptrend. So you can see the moving averages are pointing upwards. Doesn't really matter about this pullback. The minute you see gaps like that, when you're above the moving averages, always look left, look for the structure, and if you've got time to wait for it, it's always a pretty decent setup. And look at the oscillators here, grouped to the downside quite nicely on a level, a bit of a range bar, then a big engulfing bar. So there 37 point stop loss, and yeah, I mean, you could have targeted just the gap, would have given you 2-to-1 trade, or you could have held on to it, just moving your stop up, and you'd be up 147 points. So today, pretty much more the same. Look here. Here is two tails. Move that up. Okay, so lower time frames, obviously the trend is up. We do have a bit of diversions on the 50-minute. But for as long as we're above the 155, the trend is up. I think a pullback onto some form of structure. And sorry, I just want to add one more level in here because that will come into play, because that is the previous day's high. So not yesterday's high, day before's high, which is here. So that is kind of the view that we've got this morning. We're looking for a pullback onto either 15783, could be a deeper one all the way down to 15717, but I suspect it's going to be short-lived. You're probably going to be taken out at 15853 or 15893. If we do start getting, last point there would be 15928. If we do get through this cluster, I'd want to see a move past and a pullback of support, and then we should see a change of sentiment, should we say, on the higher time frames. But at the moment, the 8 hour is looking like a retest of a break for a move down, where the lower time frames are looking like an uptrend. So we trade the lower time frames, so we're looking for a continuation to the upside, but we need to take into account the fact that the 8 hour is not bullish. So keep in the back of your mind, you're looking for a decent entry, you're looking for a tight stop loss, and you're looking to get out as quick as possible and let this thing settle. With all the CPI, there's CPI data, there's more data coming out on Thursday as well, and earnings season, anything can happen. So keep your stops really tight and only take the sure bet trades. Otherwise, sit back and wait. It's also a profitable trade. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps. If it does, drop us a thumbs up and leave us a comment, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.